Transformational Leadership, presented by Elizabeth Cord, Chris Madill, and Jody Tolan. Transformational leadership has emerged as one of the most popular approaches to leadership. In his seminal book, Leadership, Burns framed transformational leadership as a mutually beneficial relationship between leaders and followers, where followers' needs are met and the leader's vision is the motivating factor for achieving organizational goals. Transformational leadership includes elements from other leadership theories. Transformational leadership is focused on creating an environment where followers exceed expectations and are an integral part of the leadership process. Personality traits such as charisma and extroversion have been positively correlated with transformational leadership. The 4 factors of transformational leadership assume that people will follow a person who inspires them, shows real passion for a vision, and the belief that together they can achieve great things with energy and enthusiasm. Leaders inspire followers to go above and beyond by providing positive reinforcement and encouragement, as opposed to transactional leadership or laissez-faire leadership. Idealized influence leaders serve as role models for their employees, allowing them to identify with a shared organizational vision. These leaders communicate a broad and inclusive vision, lead by example, display a strong commitment to goals, and create trust and confidence in employees. Inspirational motivation encourages employees to eagerly take on challenging tasks to support the organizational mission. It allows employees to succeed beyond their own expectations. This requires close and frequent communication between leader and followers to maintain a close connection. Transformational leaders create a climate of trust that challenges followers to develop new ways of thinking and supports them in overcoming their resistance to change. Transformational leadership is directly related to innovation and positive organizational citizenship. This contrasts with transactional leadership that often punishes initiative and risk-taking. Transformational leaders act as mentors and coaches to their followers, helping them become more empowered and personally responsible for their progress and growth. Transformational leaders exhibit strong interpersonal communication skills, engaging followers in a dialogue, as opposed to the transactional approach of contingent rewards and managing by exception. Transactional leadership relies on contingent rewards. The leader can step in to take corrective action or wait and give feedback when things derail. Transactional leadership does not focus on needs or personal development of followers, in contrast to transformational leadership. Laissez-faire is a hands-off approach, an absence of leadership. The leader avoids responsibility for followers' needs in achieving the organization's goals. There is very little interaction with followers and very little motivation. Followers may enjoy independence, but there is no formal support when conflicts or problems arise, which can cause valuable employees to leave. Transactional leadership, a more traditional leadership approach, is focused on keeping the organization healthy and robust in times of stability. But in times of change and turbulence, transactional leadership can result in a failure to adjust to the competitive marketplace. Transformational leadership produces performance above and beyond expectations. House's 1976 theory of charismatic leadership is similar to, often synonymous with, transformational leadership. A refinement of the charismatic leadership theory states that charismatic leaders seek to link followers' individual identities to organizational identity, so that followers are motivated to view their work as a form of self-expression. Pseudo-transformational leaders use charisma to exploit followers and pursue immoral and unethical goals with destructive ends. Pseudo-transformational leaders can be passionate and offer a compelling vision, but are not focused on the needs of their followers. The multi-factor leadership questionnaire is used to identify a leader's strengths and weaknesses. The results are then used to help leaders develop the attributes and behaviors that are important to transformational leadership. To effectively develop transformational leaders, additional self-assessments and 360-degree feedback may also be useful. A criticism of the transformational leadership taxonomy is the lack of evidence of real transformation. Critics note that transformational leaders may rely on emotion and passion more than truth and reality. However, transformational leaders communicate their vision well and inspire followers. This ability to see the big picture and mobilize followers is an advantage of transformational leadership. Bennis and Nannis interviewed 90 leaders and identified 4 common strategies: clear vision, social architects of shared meaning, trust and creative self-deployment, and positive self-regard or confidence. Kouzes and Posner analyzed the content of more than 1,300 interviews with leaders and identified 5 fundamental practices of leadership. This model does not rely on personality or traits, but stresses that leadership can be learned by anyone. It is also grounded in common values shared among followers and the leader. To bring about change, authentic transformational leaders foster the instrumental values of honesty, loyalty, and fairness, as well as terminal values of equality, justice, and human rights. The strength of their convictions allow them to overcome obstacles, even the threat of injury or death, to inspire followers to make heroic efforts toward the realization of shared goals. FDR was an example of transformational leadership. Leading the country through a significant economic crisis and introducing new social policies, Roosevelt mobilized an army of followers who worked tirelessly to transform the country. Gandhi was a transformational leader who used moral agency and nonviolence to inspire his followers in achieving independence. These quotes illustrate the importance of values and moral commitment and how they ground transformational leadership. They highlight essential elements of transformational leadership.